Hi, I'm Khalid.
Where were you born? What's your story?
Ah, Story. I was born in Lebanon, grew up in Lebanon. Um, I had a relationship in the U.S. through my older brothers and my parents. So I used to come here a lot every year until I fully moved at the age of 17.
And what got you into this industry?
I've always been in banking since I graduated. I graduated in finance and economics out of Queens College, and I went into international banking, more into the business banking, and recently I moved into the mortgage business about 2 years ago.
So you help people make their dreams come true of buying a home. As a first time home buyer or a first time investor, it's very stressful, it's very scary. What's your advice to people who start in the industry?
If they want to start investing in real estate or buy their first home, I definitely recommend getting professionals, building a team. The first step you want to do if you're buying your home is see what you qualify for, okay, in terms of what programs, how much money you need to have as a down payment, how much of a budget or purchase price you can go up to. You want to buy a house when you're ready, not just because you see your family buying homes. You want to do it because it is a financial commitment. It's something that is a long term, um, and it's something that you definitely need advice from professionals. So first thing you do is you get pre-approved, find out what grants you can get, how much, how's your work history. We analyze all that for you. It's a complimentary mortgage review. Um, and then the second part, once you know what your budget is, we issue something called a pre-approval. Pre-approval basically tells everybody that is going to start being involved in the process, know that your what your capabilities are. The next part you want to get is a real estate agent. Of course, real estate agent will look at the pre-approval, speak to you, interview you, and know what your priorities are, and start finding the perfect home. That's if you're buying a home to live in. If you're investing in real estate, that is also a great way to build wealth. It is one of the investments that you don't need the full money that is required. So if you invest in stocks and you want to invest, let's say $1 million or 500,000, you need that full amount to do so. When it comes to real estate, you can enter into an investment property with as low as 15% and be able to gain any appreciation or value add that you do to the property.
When investing in real estate, you're saying you don't need to have the full amount. Do you need to create an LLC for your loan?
Most properties that are investment, you want to own them in an LLC, in a holding company. One is for liability reasons. Second, a lot of the lenders want to see it's a business purpose loan, and this way they just analyze it based on the potential income or the resale of that property. So you have to create some type of an LLC or corporation to.
So what are the advantages and disadvantages of buying cash versus taking a loan?
Buying cash for a first time home buyer, it's very, very tough. There's first time home buyer programs that allow you to buy your first home with as low as 3.5%, or no money down if you're able to get the grants that are available for you. um, if you are a real estate investor and you want to buy cash, you could do so. There's people that don't want to deal with the bank; they think it's a long process. But also, there are programs for real estate developers, investors that want to buy with a fast process. It's called like a fix and flip product. That's something that a lot of developers and a lot of people that are in the construction business do that. It's basically buying a property that needs rehab, fixing it, and selling it. Um, Rates tend to be a little bit higher tend to be on the premium side, but not that high. It's not hard money lending. They do require experience. If you don't have the experience, you require a higher down payment. They want to see that you have skin in the game.
What's your advice for people who want to start in the industry? People who want to work in the industry, how do they gain most experience and become top in their work?
So if you want to enter into the business, it's it is definitely something that if you want to enter through like a mortgage company and not through a bank, um, it is tough in the beginning, but if you have a great mentor or mentors that are in the business and you have a passion to get to the finish line, because every file, every family, they come here to you with nothing in terms of they have a dream, and your job is to get them that dream. You know, I have an opportunity to help a lot of families that it's their first generation kids that are working. They've been renting all their lives, and now it's an opportunity for them to buy their home, have the backyard that they want, have the kitchen that they dreamt of, and each one has a bedroom and a walk-in closet. So it's a dream that families want. And if you have that passion and the strive to go through the different challenges, it's a good industry. It's a lucrative industry. It's good. You can make a great living. Um, you have to be organized. You have to be very patient. You have to have a large network of people that refer you business, and definitely work with a company that has the services, because the products are really what gets things done.
And quickly, what's your top advice for people who want to become homeowners?
Top checklist is credit. Definitely have to take care of your credit, not only just your credit score, but more on the liability side. So, you know, when you first get a job, the first thing you want to do is treat yourself. So you end up buying this expensive car and having this large payment. And if it's on your personal credit, that's called a liability. So another thing other than just the credit score, there is something called debt to income ratio. So we look at that. If your obligations on a monthly basis are high, that's going to limit you how much you could borrow towards your home. And when you're financing a car, it's a short-term loan. It's a 5-year loan. It's a high balance. When you're buying a home, you're financing that home. So for every $100,000 that you finance over 30 years, that's like, if you buy a car and your payment is, $1,000, that's almost $150,000 of additional buying power that you could do. So your $1,000 payment is preventing you from buying $100,000 house and an extra house. So be careful with your liabilities. Um, your credit card utilization also is important. It needs to be at a minimum. Pay on time, pay more than your interest payments so you could bring your balances down, and get a financial review. And we could help you do that. Like we'll do a complimentary soft pull credit review, tell you what needs to be changed, what things needs to be changed. For business owners, my recommendation, always put a lot of those short-term debt in the business. So if you have a car payment, even if it's in your name, if you pay it from the business for 12 months, it's not considered on your personal debt, your obligation.
What are the top mistakes that you see that people make when buying a home?
Top mistake is while they're buying a home, they go and get a new car, or they go and buy furniture for the home that they didn't close on through financing, and that creates an issue. These are the the mistakes that they do. The other mistake is not getting the right person to help them, not the right real estate agent. You want somebody local that knows exactly what you're looking for, not somebody that you're dealing with on the phone and just sending you Zillow leads and Zillow listings. You want somebody who's on the ground with you, showing you homes. You want the advisors, your mortgage person, your attorney. These are people that get into the transaction afterwards. So in the beginning, you want the mortgage and the realtor. After that, you want the attorney that is going to protect you, and you want the title company that is going to protect that asset that you're buying. while the transaction is going. So there's multiple people that get built up throughout the transaction.
A lot of business owners are watching us through the Arab Socials page. What's your advice for them?
Business owners tend to have a lot of business expenses. So when you own a business, uh, if you are writing off a lot of things, your personal income بيصير كتير قليل. A lot of business owners that have a very successful business, they have a lot of cash flow. Their personal returns are usually on the lower end, and it's a strategy to limit their tax exposure. اللي بيصير انه لما عم بيشتروا بيت, when they're buying a house, they cannot get qualified on their personal income. We have a program that is geared towards a business owners. We can use P&L, profit and loss statement, showing what their business cash flow is, and approve them based on that. We could also see their business statements, bank statements, over 12 or 24 months, and we could uh, analyze an income based on the business cash flow, and that will give them a higher buying power than whatever they show on their personal tax return.